TV Crazy Man here. In this video we explore crazy classic Scooby Doo Where Are You Goofs that could have a much more sinister meaning. Were some or all of the Mystery Gang ghosts themselves? I ask the questions that nobody else dares. Plus, after the Goofs, check out some amazing Scooby facts, which is almost as good as Scooby Snacks. In the episode Decoy for a Dognapper, Scooby has been dognapped and the gang are in hot pursuit.
The dognappers must have Scooby!
Okay, this is it. Here we go. But no sign of Shaggy and Scooby.
No sign of Fred or Daphne either.
Hey then, can you get us out? Almost immediately.
Ever wonder if Fred Jones is indeed himself a ghost? Now that'd be a kicker, wouldn't it?
Don't jump!
There's one scene from the episode Spooky Space Kook that makes me wonder if Scooby himself isn't the ghost. Or maybe they just forgot to draw in Scooby's head for a second.
Well, gang, it looks like we're up to our armor plates and another mystery.
In the episode Mystery Mask Mix-Up, during the car chase scene, Scooby-Doo is in two places at once. Somehow Scooby's in the mystery van and he's on top of the crook's car at the same time. You know, they must have been in a real big hurry to color Scooby's arm the same green color as Shaggy's shirt.
I'm coming, Scooby-Doo!
The episode Bedlam and the Big Top kind of makes me wonder if Velma isn't really a ghost. Either that or Velma just has an amazing way of climbing up ladders.
I'm coming, Scooby-Doo!
Watch what happens when Fred finds out that Daphne has fallen into a mine shaft.
Wouldn't you know it? Danger-prone Daphne fell into a mine shaft.
I don't know. If Fred wasn't a ghost, how could he turn his head around like that?
It looks like we found ourselves a mystery.
And tell me, why is it that Scooby's black spots just disappear from time to time? Speaking of ghosts, in the very first episode, a truck comes towards the screen and absolutely nobody is driving it, at least until the next shot.
Believe it or not.
Also in this episode, the Knight's crest of red hair disappears and reappears magically, and we all know he wasn't a real ghost. In the episode A Clue for Scooby-Doo, Shaggy trades hair with Fred.
I thought that rock was pretty suspicious.
It's a clue.
Then let's pay him a visit.
I know that Scooby and Shaggy can eat and drink really fast, but this is ridiculous. Keep your eye on Shaggy's eye.
Groovy.
Now we gotta catch it.
Groovy.
Now we gotta catch it.
You gotta watch Shaggy. This time it's his leg that won't stay put.
They thought I was Redbeard. They thought I was Redbeard.
Strange, the bizarre, the unexpected.
In the episode A Night of Fright is No Delight, I have more proof that Fred is not of this world.
You gotta be kidding.
No human could change in and out of his pajamas quite that fast. I wonder why Scooby and Shaggy didn't notice that Fred was in his pajamas, then he was in his regular clothes, and then he was back in his pajamas again.
You sure got some imagination.
They've decided to play it safe and watch this show from outside on the drain pipe.
Hey, where's Velma's hand at? See? Ghost. So you know this old spooky house is surrounded by water. That has apparently frozen over since the gang traveled here by boat earlier.
First, I'm gonna hit the old lunch sacks. A little fish food.
Apparently the fish was ghost too.
A little fish food.
Another mystery is, why are all the newspapers completely unreadable? I'm sure you've heard of having an out-of-body experience. Well, on the Creeper episode, Scooby has an out-of-dog collar experience. Heaven help me, I don't know what could have caused such a strange anomaly.
Got to get the sheriff.
Of course, I guess that's not nearly as bad as Shaggy's mouth disappearing when he's just trying to make a simple phone call. Say, you don't suppose this is why people text more these days, do you? Where's the rest of Shaggy? You know, they took bloopers and goofs to a whole other level when they teamed Batman and Scooby Doo together in the 70s new Scooby Doo movies.
See anything?
There were 2 Batman meets Scooby Doo episodes created for the 70s series, the new Scooby Doo movies. In their version of Batman, you can see his neck for some odd reason. I guess they didn't have time to pick up a comic book for comparison. But in one scene, they actually got it right and colored in Batman's neck. And then sometimes they forgot Robin's insignia.
Amazing, Batman. Absolutely mind-boggling. There must be an explanation.
In one scene, the Mystery Machine's name is backwards. Batman's gloves disappear and reappear a second later.
He's not in the next aisle. See anything?
At this point, you have to wonder if they are messing with us or if this is some sort of test. I'm just not sure.
Those devious devils.
It's like, how many things can you spot that are wrong in this one picture?
See anything?
I think I've come to the conclusion that this whole thing was just like a secret way to convey a message to some spy, you know, like James Bond or something.
Amazing, Batman. Absolutely mind-boggling. There must be an explanation.
Robin, this could be a case of group hypnosis.
Next, we have a mystery that's almost as bad as the time that the Super Friends lost Aquaman in the Hall of Justice.
Shaggy?
Scooby Doo, where are you? Where do you think they could have gone?
Who knows?
I think I just solved this mystery. There's Shaggy, and Scooby must be in the back.
Fred! Daphne! Velma! Wait up!
I don't know about you, but my mind is blown.
There's something fishy about this.
Precisely, Robin.
This isn't the only time they've done this.
Velma's disappeared.
I'm gonna disappear too!
Come back here, we've got to find that girl.
Come on, spread out. Let's find her. Come on, spread out. Let's find her.
I sure hope they can find Velma. You know, these are some detectives and mystery solvers. Batman can't even keep track of his pants.
And when those poor, deluded villains arrive, they'll find a reception committee waiting for them. Us.
Here goes!
Didn't the Penguin just throw his umbrella into the Batman balloon? Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Was created by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears. These are the same guys that brought us Thundar the Barbarian in 1980. Scooby was produced by Hanna Barbera for CBS way back in 1969. This very first and original version of Scooby ran for 2 seasons until 1970. Many various incarnations would follow.
Uncle Scooby? Hi! I'm Scrappy Doo!
There's actually a 3rd season on DVD that was episodes that aired on Scooby's Laugh Olympics in 1978. Did you know originally Scooby was going to be named Too Much? Yes, the name of the dog was going to be Too Much. And the series was going to be called Mystery 5. And then Who's Scared?
And Fred hated the title. Hated the title Mysteries 5. Enthusiasm for the show was going right down the drain. And then finally Fred says, you know, we talked about doing a show with Bob Denver, and it was going to be called Who's Scared.
Now believe it or not, originally Scooby and the gang were going to be musicians.
Groovy, guys, really.
At some point in the creation process, the CBS execs above Fred Silverman were worried that the show was too spooky and violent. So they renamed the show Scooby Doo, Where Are You? After the dog, so they could focus on Scooby, which provided more humor to soften those scary backgrounds and spooky bad guys on the show.
A light bulb went off, and I said, we'll take that dog, we'll move him center stage, make him the star of the show, and call the show Scooby Doo, Where Are You?
Inspirations for Scooby Doo originally were the Archies, but I believe they moved away from that and more towards Dobie Gillis for the designs of the teens, and then Abbott and Stella for the spooky comedy mystery angle. Scooby was basically Costello in Fred Silverman's mind.
Come on, take it all out.
If we could capture the essence of what Abbott and Costello did, then we would end up with a big hit.
Interestingly enough, Hanna Barbera had actually done an Abbott and Costello cartoon in the late 60s. And as I was saying, the team designs were clearly inspired by the cast of Dobie Gillis. Fred was Dobie.
My name's Dobie Gillis, and I'm in love with a girl named Thalia Menninger.
Shaggy was patterned after Maynard G. Krebs.
What? Would you mind moving on?
How come?
Well, no offense, Sonny, but this is a clothing store, and I'd hate to have anyone think that you just came out of here.
Now, the beautiful Thalia that Dobie was always trying to win over on the Many Loves of Dobie Gillis lined right up with Daphne.
Like hi.
Hi.
Zelda Gilroy, the very intelligent, nerdy kind of girl, lined up with Velma, only without the glasses.
Takamoto, who became kind of the head stylist and art director for the studio.
Iwo Takamoto designed Scooby and created him by giving Scooby the exact opposite characteristics of what a stereotypical perfect version of a Great Dane would be, to make him funny, of course. Now, Scooby Doo is one of the longest running cartoon series of all time, when you include all the various incarnations that have followed over the decades.
Where are you? Over here.
Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo, get up,
Of course, Scooby Doo Where Are You is arguably the best, or at least one of the best series to star Scooby in the game. But let's look at the characters and the voices behind them. First up is Casey Kasem, who did the voice of Shaggy Rogers, Scooby-Doo's best pal. Shaggy, just like Scooby, can eat more food than anyone without ever gaining any weight for longer than 5 minutes at a time.
You know those two, always hungry.
Besides, they're probably so stuffed they can't move.
I mean, he burns off a lot of calories with all the running from ghosts and goblins. And growing up in the 70s and 80s, I followed Casey from Saturday morning cartoons to his top 40 pop hits countdown on the radio.
Welcome to America's Top 10. Right now, let's turn to the action on the Billboard Pop Singles chart and count down the 10 biggest songs in the land this week.
I even remember watching his quick 30-minute top 10 show featuring short clips of 80s top videos at the time.
What happened?
The character I wanted to do was Fred, and so they said, no, we'd like you to read the other character, Shaggy.
Now, Casey also did the voice of Robin the Boy Wonder on the Super Friends.
I hope we can come up with something before Scorpio attacks again. Look out!
And Casey would voice Shaggy all the way to the year 2009, with a few years in between when Scooby was without a series for a little bit here and there. Now, sadly, Casey passed away in 2014 at the age of 82. Having grown up listening to Casey, it's just amazingly hard to believe it's been that long since he's been gone. Now, Fred Jones. Fred is the leader of the gang, of course. He's a man that loves to wear ascots.
Look at that. The tracks go different directions.
I have to describe Fred as being the guy in the group who has a license. And that's why the other kids have him around, so he can drive the Mystery Machine.
Hang on, gang!
Nobody's been working longer on the cast of all the Scooby Doo shows more than Frank Welker, who was the original voice of Fred Jones, and I guess still is the voice of Fred Jones. For the most part, except for that last movie, Scoob. I think somebody else did it then. Now, he's even taken over for the voice of Scooby Doo himself since 2002. Over the years, he's did the voice work for Garfield, Jabberjaw, Jetsons, the Smurfs, Dynamite, Fangface, and lots more. He's also did work on the Super Friends, voicing Wonder Dog and Marvin White on the first season of that series. Now, currently, Welker is 76 years old, but when Scooby first aired, Welker was only 23 years old. He's been Fred Jones for 53 years now.
Jeepers!
Now, Daphne Blake, aka Trouble Prone Daphne, who's always getting in trouble, was first voiced by Stefana Christofferson for the first season and then Heather North afterwards.
Yeah. She would fall down chutes and get the rest of the kids in trouble.
She was very right for the character. So when the other girl left, I called Heather and I said, come down right away and audition for this.
I think I hear them coming. Daphne, don't lean over so...
Listen, danger-prone Daphne did it again.
Velma, the brainy girl, Velma Dinkley, who was always losing her glasses and always reminding us that she can't see without her glasses, was her voice was done by Nicole Jaffe.
My glasses! I can't see without my glasses.
There, that's better.
Now Scooby-Doo is, of course, a lovable Great Dane that is afraid of his own shadow, but will surprise you with a heroic act from time to time. He's usually the reason the gang catches the bad guy at the end of every episode. His favorite food, of course, is the Scooby Snack, which he has to compete with Shaggy for. Now, why Shaggy likes to eat dog treats, I'm not sure.
The Scooby Snack smells delicious.
A Scooby snack?
Scooby-Doo himself was originally voiced by Don Messick. He's also voiced Astro from the Jetsons, Muttley, Ranger Smith from Yogi Bear, Papa Smurf, Dr. Benton Quest from Johnny Quest, and lots more.
Don was just brilliant at breathing life into that character.
Unfortunately, he passed away back in 1997 at the age of 71.
I think Don got into the psyche of an animal. That dog was alive, and it was a being, a human being.
Okay. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Now what really sets apart the original series from a lot of later ones is the fun chase scene music that played on the episode starting in the second season. The songs were performed by Austin Roberts.
Pretty Mary Sunlight, she's alright with me. Hey girl, you got me running. Na 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 na. Got to love the world, be a friend. I'm in love with an ostrich. All the neighbors complain and you see. I know a place where I'm going, and the place where I'm going just around the bend.
Roberts even recorded a different version of the Scooby theme song for the second season. Here's a snippet of the original.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
Now here's the second season intro that Roberts recorded.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
If you really want to see lots of cartoon goofs, then check out the animation that I've done on my other channel, Freddy Cat Cartoons.
Where did the green guy come from? Is he one of the new Martian recruits?
Sorry, can someone tell me my motivation in this scene?
Growing up a cartoon fanatic, I thought it's time that I did my own cartoons. I've got parodies, jokes, a little adventure, and of course Freddy Cat and his friends. Well, please comment on this video, hit like, subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. I've got some other Goofs videos on cartoon classics like the Flintstones and Johnny Quest on the TV Crazy Man channel, so check those out when you get a chance. Y'all have a great day.